And now with us to shed a little bit of perspective on this is Gina Stepp. Gina is with visions.org. And why don't you tell us a little bit, Gina, about what Visions is?
Vision approaches social issues, current events, world problems. We try to get to the origins of these problems, looking at all the factors involved, if possible. What can we do now to change our perspectives on the solutions, and what can we do to change the problems?
Yeah, and you do a lot of writing about families in crisis,
exactly.
Teen pregnancy.
I'm working on one, teen violence, right now.
And so Liz Wiley, in that video that we just saw, I'd like to get your perspective and your thought on that real quick, said that, you know, this the parenting project is not necessarily about just cooking with your kids and having fun. It's really, it sounds like really tough love. How important do you think that is?
Well, I think in certain circumstances it's very important, and the circumstances she's talking about, it's probably to that point. Yeah. But I think the cooking with your kids part is important too.
Yeah, that might not be too bad, right?
Right, and I think that comes earlier, and if that's done earlier, then you don't need so much of the tough love later.
Right, because you got communication going on and that kind of thing. All right, we're going to have more here with Gina Stepp in just a moment when we come back. You're watching CCN Crown City News, your neighborhood. Gina Stepp is a Pasadena writer who has written extensively on parenting issues and how we can prevent teen pregnancy and violence. So we thought you'd be a great person to have on the set here to talk to us. So let's get right into it. Time always flies so fast here. You write about teens and parenting also. What don't teens know about being parents, and could that be part of why we see the violence?
I think it's not just part of why, but parents are not talking to their children about what it's like to be a parent. So kids will very often see their parents as, you know, arbitrary rule making, but the part of that problem is because parents don't make their love known to the children. You know, like we were saying before, tough love is important, but if you're giving them the security, they know that they're loved, they know you love to spend time with them, then your connection is going to be stronger than the gang connections or whatever connections they're looking for. And that's the important thing.
Yeah, you know, one thing I love, and I'm just going to interject a quick story, my 2-year-old, Bo, one thing I love about my relationship with him is that when he gets in trouble, he gets mad, yes, but then he comes back to me for comfort. Yes. And I think that's really great. And, you know, maybe that's something, hopefully that remains the same as he becomes older.
Absolutely. And that's what is going to embed him in the social fabric of not just your family, but the community.
Yeah, yeah. How can parents stay informed, though, about, like, the crime and the violence and the gang situation happening? I mean, because they're at work, you know what I mean? Right. And the kids are influence.
Absolutely.
What can they do?
Well,
or what do you hear?
You know, what I'm hearing is the most important thing is knowing what's going on in your child's life. You're going to hear about the violence and what's going on out there. That's not really the important thing. The important thing is, okay, yes, we don't have time anymore necessarily to be the mom where all the friends are coming over to your house, which they used to say was the important thing. Yeah. But be the mom who's on Facebook. Be the mom who's connecting with all your kids' friends on Facebook. And then you know what's going on in their lives.
That's the new mom, isn't it?
Exactly.
Not the one necessarily baking cookies at home, but the one maybe that's reaching out to the different friends on Facebook. Isn't that interesting how times have changed? What about dads? You know, I've seen some articles there on Visions about, you know, is the man really necessary?
Dads are very important. And if there's not a dad in the household, there should be a model somewhere that fills that role.
Somebody stable, a stable male figure, right?
And there's got to be even a friend of a family, you know, or your child's friend who has a dad in the household. encourage that friendship.
Yeah.
And
Do you find a pattern of or what do you find out about the families of kids involved in like violence and destructive behavior? Is there something that normally points up to this? You know.
Yeah, there's, well, of course, if you're getting into disorders and everything, conduct disorder is probably going to, if you're seeing that in a young child, you're going to see that in an older child as well, and an adult. But it's really a pattern of not being connected, and you know, you can't emphasize that enough.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if there's like, you know, in 5 kids that are getting involved in gang life, I wonder if there's like one common denominator or 2 common denominators and that kind of thing. Maybe it's different for everybody.
Statistics do say that if there's a dad involved, 2 parents involved, especially a dad because they need that role model, girls do too, not just boys.
Yeah.
So statistics say they have a far better chance of avoiding the high-risk behavior if there's a dad around.
Makes a huge difference, doesn't
Absolutely.
it? Yeah. What about the whole concept of it takes a village to raise it? You know, we hear that a lot, and I don't know, I'd like your thoughts on that.
It is absolutely true because, you know, and I see it in action where my kids currently go to school. There's a new charter school, Avison in Pasadena, and they focus on personal responsibility and building community. And what they do is they have the older kids in the school mentoring the younger kids. So rather than bullying behavior, that kind of thing, you're getting people supporting each other. And that we have to encourage that in not just in schools, but in your neighborhood, families pulling together and, you know, have a block party.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a troublesome neighborhood, arrange a block party. Start doing this regularly so you know everybody in the neighborhood and your kids know. Remember the days the kids couldn't go to a corner drugstore and buy a pack of cigarettes because
without
the guy,
somebody knowing.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Gina, this has been a great conversation. There's so much more I want to talk with you about. So maybe we'll have to have you come back on and get more of your perspective. And people can just go to visions.org, right?
Absolutely.
Is it one vision?
www.vision.org.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Great to hear your perspective, and we'll have you on again. Okay.
Well,